Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Live from Springfield, Ohio, it's the Couch Brotato podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Couch Brotato podcast. I am your host, Russ. With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mr. Adam Lincourt. Adam, how are we doing today, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Really fantastic. Excited to sit down and talk some movies.
Yeah, you should be super excited. Got a brand new job, so congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not get ran into the ground anymore.
It's true. I'm going to be a little bit more free and hopefully that will benefit the podcast
and more stress-free.
Yes, that's what I mean by free. But yeah, I definitely am excited to start that, and hopefully, like I said, it'll benefit the podcast. We'll get some good ones cranked out.
Awesome. We are joined by a couple of special guests that are making their triumphant return to the show. Two-time Academy Award nominated film producer, Mr. Mark Dyer. And
nominated? Okay.
I'm trying to church up your introduction.
Yeah, I don't know about nominated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
you.
Winner.
Good to be back. Yes.
All right, good deal.
Thank you for having me.
And Steven is back. Sorry, I couldn't come up with like a proper introduction. With former 7-time AVN award-winning actor, and for those of you not to know, the
right.
Adult Video News Awards.
It's actually 8.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you, Russ.
Didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to shortchange on your awards, man. We had planned on doing this episode a little bit earlier, but life has gotten in the way, so we had to push it back. But we are concluding our Bond-themed month in early February, but nonetheless, we're doing our James Bond draft today. So I'm super excited about. We did a Oscar Best Picture winner draft of last year. It was actually one of our more popular episodes, so I kind of wanted to revisit the format. Come up with some really cool categories, and for those of you that are not familiar with this, we're going to do this kind of like in a fantasy football style draft order. I've created how many categories? I've created 6 categories. We're going to do Bond actor, Bond girl, the Bond theme song, not the tip, the most popular theme song in movie history, at least one of them, but like the song that was written specifically for the movie. We're going to do Bond villain, our action set piece, which is going to be like one of our favorite like action sequences of in the Bond series. And then we're going to do a wild card where you can pick from any of the previous categories. So if somebody wants to take 2 Bond actors, they can totally make that their wild card. So we determined the draft order via the fine folks at RotoWire. And it looks like I am leading off. And then that's going to be Steven, Mark, and then Adam will be picking last. Before we get into it, did you guys get a chance to watch any of the Bond movies before we dove into this? I know Adam and I have been kind of revisiting some of these for the episodes, but Steven, Mark, did you guys get a chance to watch anything, or did you just kind of just...
I think I've gone through like about all the intros to the movies to refresh what happened,
Mm-hmm.
Like the opening, like where they all began, because I knew I can't watch all 25 movies in the time frame that we had. It was just, and I've seen them all over time, but just to, get the memory going of what I've seen, and then find clips. So
yeah, that's kind of what I did. YouTube was very helpful in some of my my action sequence categories and a few other things. So yeah, YouTube had a bunch of stuff that is able access. Steven, what about you, man? Did you get a chance to watch anything, or you just kind of do a Google search of like best Bond villains and then?
Yeah, no, I did actually. I did same thing. YouTube, and it's actually there's a lot. They have the full films. A lot of the full films you can watch on YouTube. But yeah, it's been great. I think there's a 007 channel, and so they have a lot of those clips. Pretty recently I've watched the more recent ones. Not long ago, but the older ones. It's probably been over a decade since I've watched any of those. So it was really cool to prepare for this, to rewatch those, and enjoy some of the campiness and things like that. So yeah, it's been fun, watching those again. And thank God for YouTube, man. It's so cool to be able to see clips like that without having to go dust off an old VHS tape or something and watch it. So what a time to be alive.
I would have like given you access to our digital library of movies so you didn't have to try out the old VCR.
We were fortunate to grab a code at some point in time. We won't mention when, but it happened.
I don't give a shit. We stole it. Somebody returned a copy of the Bond movies, and we fucking took the digital copy. And I don't care. But yeah, I know for me, like Pluto used to have like a Bond channel. They were running all the movies nonstop in order for months. I don't know if they still have it because I haven't been on Pluto lately, but like I remember I would catch, I would just pop on Pluto and then like there'd be the ski chasing on Her Majesty's Secret Service, or you'd get like the tank sequence from GoldenEye or something like that. So I, give you a chance to sit and watch that for a couple minutes. That was always really cool. What was your guys' relationship to Bond? Like, have you been a fan for as long as you can remember? Just recently get into them? Mark, I would imagine you've probably been a fan for quite a long time.
Yeah, I don't know, probably since the 70s, obviously, when I was old enough to start watching them. So I can say I've seen probably most of them in the theater, like in the 70s, like after The Spy Who Loved Me, I think I saw, and then I think I've seen every one of them after that in theaters. Because they're great. They're still it's a movie that needs to be seen in theaters just because of the sequences and the set and,
I think I've seen every one. Oh, go ahead.
And just, I was, you guys know I'm a Star Wars fan, so like Moonraker was a big one for me. I'm like, oh, this is so cool, even though it's really cheesy. So, but
yeah, originally our plan was we were going to do like a Connery one, a Craig one, GoldenEye, and then we were going to do Moonraker because Adam and I think are kind of in agreement that Moonraker is probably one of the worst ones in the series. So we wanted to do one of the bad ones too, but.
Right.
I also I really like Roger Moore was kind of like my introduction to the franchise. I remember seeing the old, like when ABC would run Bond, like that was the introduction to Bond for me. So he's not my favorite, but like Roger Moore's kind of like my James Bond because that's the guy that got me into the series. Steven, what about you, man? Like longtime fan, just get into the series not too long ago?
No, yeah. So I remember seeing License to Kill in the theater because my mom loved James Bond and she wanted to see that. And I remember not really caring about it that much. But then you fast forward, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years later, and then I'm in high school, and then GoldenEye comes out, and then that's, I think, when I really became a James Bond fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think the gap was
6. It was 6 years. We actually discovered that on our GoldenEye episode, which you can listen to on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Cheap plug of the episode. 8 minutes in.
Nice.
Well, hey, before we begin the draft, a couple rules here real quick. You don't have to follow a particular order. So if, like, say I decide to go with Bond Girl's my first pick, Steven can take an actor. You don't have to do the categories like in order. So whatever you're feeling. But outside of that, the the only other rule I have is like if you take like an action sequence, that movie will be therefore like no one else can take an action sequence from the same movie. So as an example, I was telling you guys in Skyfall, if somebody takes the Shanghai sequence, then nobody can take a different action sequence from Skyfall. It's off the board. And the same with like, anything else. Like if a movie has like a couple of villains that you really liked. And now that I'm thinking about it, you can, as a wild card, I will allow if you guys want to take a Bond henchman.
I like that.
So it's not the primary villain, but if you want to take a henchman, that will be eligible in wild card. And I don't know why I didn't think of that beforehand, but it just dawned on me like, well, henchman would be super cool. So you can take another, in wild card, you can take another like actress or set piece from a movie, or you can take a Bond henchman.
Russ, you're such a generous host.
I know. That's what I hear. That's in the comments and the emails I get. They always compliment me on that. They say your episodes are horrible, but you're very polite. All right. So we're gonna kick this off without further ado, and since I'm on the board first, I think I'm going to take Bond actor, and I'm going to take Daniel Craig. I know that's sacrilege to many. Most people prefer Connery. I know some like Pierce Brosnan, but I don't know. I really like Daniel Craig's interpretation of James Bond. He's a little bit more layered than some of the other ones. And it seems like that one's a little bit more grounded in reality for me. So yeah, I'm going with Daniel Craig.
Okay.
Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, I that was he was on my list for number one. It was between him and my pick. So yeah, totally get, totally. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad pick at all.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think he would have lasted, and I didn't want to be saddled with like my number 4 pick. So, yeah, I just figured I would just get who I wanted right off the bat. So, Steven, now you're up. So, it's your turn to pick.
Yeah, no, I'm going to follow with you and do Bond actor, and for me, it's going to be Pierce Brosnan.
Really?
I think a couple of reasons. I think one, it's just my. I think being younger, I knew who James Bond was, but I think Pierce Brosnan portrayal 007 is what really got me into the character, and I think he's. Like when I think about James Bond, it's Pierce Brosnan.
Well, it's like with anything.
Who
like,
I think about.
I know with me, Saturday Night Live, I always felt like if you watch Saturday Night Live, the cast that you watched when you were in high school, that was like your cast. That's like with a lot of like stuff that you're really into is like in high school, that's what you tend to gravitate towards. So yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
I did not see you grabbing Pierce. I was expecting Adam to grab him.
See, the explanation that you just gave, the SNL cast, was my explanation on our kind of our last Bond podcast, which you can listen to wherever you get podcasts.
God damn, we're on it tonight, man.
All right, man, you got
But yeah, I agree. Pierce was my first pick, and you have taken him, so now I'm gonna have to go. I think I kind of know who Mark is gonna go with, but
like I said, you don't have to take your Bond actor. You can take anything that's on the board. So don't feel like you have to take the actor first. Mark, you're up now. So who do you want to take?
Obviously, I'm gonna go with Sean Connery. He was the original. He's the OG.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch him, it's just he made the character. Everything that came after was not always a pale comparison, obviously, but he, made the story work and the character work. From the opening to Dr. No, where he, James Bond, Bond, James Bond. It just, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really like Connery. He's probably like my number two. It just I know I've watched Daniel Craig's Bond movies more than I have Connery, so it might be why I kind of gravitate towards his take.
And going down the list, of our characters, Daniel Craig is. I like your thing where he's grounded in reality. Part of my thing with Daniel Craig is that he always came off like a thug to me a little bit, not as suave as the other two. I would have picked Pierce Brosnan. My problem with Brosnan is, while GoldenEye is one of the best films in the series, the other films are a bit of trash. I mean, just there's some entertainment value in it, but he lacked good stories, unfortunately.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Like he suffered the same fate Roger Moore did. Like Roger Moore, I really like his like take on Bond, but like he got saddled with some bad movies.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of the Roger Moore stuff too, and my like refresh, and I'm like watching it going, he does these weird like kicks, and I'm like going, okay, this is really bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, for stunt work in the 70s, it was obvious, but it was just, wow, you could have did a little bit better than that. So, but Sean Connery, great. I mean, there's some scenes where Sean Connery does some really choppy like stunt work, but it's his persona that comes across really, really well. So, plus he's the only Bond actor that, skipped and then went and did another Bond movie. Albeit the other Bond movie was terrible, but he did refresh it once. So,
oh yeah, I remember. What was that one called? We were trying to figure that out.
Never
say never again.
The Diamond Girlfriend. Oh yeah.
I always have to.
Well, Adam, you're up now. So you got two picks. So you're going to pick first on the wraparound. So your first choice.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm going to go with a different category since everybody went with Bond actor, just to change it up. Everybody's already picked their Bond actor anyway. So
I think you can just wait now.
I'm on my third pick for Bond actor. But let's see here. Of course, my notes, my phone turned off and I had my notes up. Let's see here. I'm going to go with Bond girl.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Bond girl. So my Bond girl pick is, and specifically for the memes and how well known it is, I'm going to go with Pussy Galore.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely specifically for the name and just how popular that Bond girl is.
Honor Baldwin. Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, one of the more iconic names.
Yes. And then for my second category, I'm going to go with Bond actor. Why? Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. Everybody else got to pick Bond actor first. I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to go with best Bond song. I'm going to steal from everybody else Skyfall.
Yep. I knew you were going with that one the minute you said it.
Yeah. Skyfall is by far, it's an earworm for me, but it's still great. I'm not a huge Adele fan, but she's got a great voice. And it's, I mean, you can't say that she's not a good singer. But every time I hear that song, I have it in my head for 3 days and I'm walking around my house going Skyfall. So,
it sounds like a Bond theme too. Like some of the other ones, like when we did GoldenEye, like, I don't know why. I mean, the song's okay, but it just doesn't really like click. And then I don't know if I mentioned it in the group chat or if I was texting you separately, but the one that Sam Smith did for Spectre, I just cannot. I just do not like that song at all. It does not fit with the movie at all. It doesn't sound like a Bond theme to me. So that's a great pick. That was like I have like a tiered system on how I was going to pick, and Skyfall was the number one on my list too. So,
yeah,
good pick. Mark, it is your turn to pick. You're on the clock.
Well, I am going to go with song because Adam brought it up. My favorite was "View to a Kill" by Duran Duran.
Okay.
I just I know it's the end of Roger Moore's run there, but just the opening note. It's a very Bond movie, but it's like I'm a 70s/80s kid, and just I grew up with Duran Duran, and I don't know, something about the song like sticks in my head. When, like Adam said, once I hear the song, I got the rest of the song in my head. So it was such a good like shift in what they did.
Oh, that Duran Duran
I
song's
mean,
a banger too. Like that's a really good one.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it was. I had two other songs I would like were close. I mean, and I'll see if you guys pick the other two, and then we'll discuss. But I mean, the other two.
I have a feeling that no one's going to take the song that I got on my list. So,
but
I think I know
yeah,
what you have on your trust.
Yeah.
So
that's a good pick.
One of my
though.
favorites.
Steven, you are on the clock.
Yeah, well, I'll continue with song. And man, I don't know if so for me, one of my favorite, I just think it's a beautiful song, and I think it sounds very Bond. It's just a great Bond sounding song, and that's Garbage's "The World Is Not Enough." I didn't really love the movie, but I love the theme song. The theme song to that movie, the theme song is fantastic. I mean, it's on my playlist. I just listen to it just as part of my, in a playlist, man. I love that song.
Oh no, yeah.
For me, that's my favorite.
Very underrated Bond theme. Like I really like that one. Was probably my favorite of the Brosnan era. Because I would agree with
that.
Because
great shower song. I don't know if you guys are listening to music in the shower. Great shower song. Try it if you haven't. You won't regret it.
Usually I'm listening to the Misfits or Pantera in the shower. But yeah, I thought that one was like the best of the Brosnan era themes. And did Sheryl Crow do "Tomorrow Never Dies"?
I think so. Or I now have to look because I know Madonna did one of the Brosnan ones.
She did "Die Another Day."
Die Another Day.
Yeah, she knows. So Sheryl Crow was. Yeah,
yeah, and like the Sheryl Crow one, like I think they wrote that song like it's a little above her range. Like she's trying to do stuff that she normally can't do with her voice, and it kind of hurts the song a little bit. But yeah, "The World's Not Enough" is awesome. And actually, when we seen Garbage with Alanis Morissette a few years ago, they actually played that song.
Oh man, that'd have been awesome.
Yeah,
I'd have loved to hear that live.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, a Bond song. All right, let me write that one down here. So, "The World Is Not Enough." I am going to make my next selection, and I'm going to go with Bond villains. And I think I'm going to go with Donald Pleasance's Blofeld. Sorry. I think he's probably one of the more iconic Bond villains, and he'll always live on because it's pretty much the inspiration for Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I realized that I just was familiar with Dr. Evil before I was familiar with the character of Blofeld, that interpretation of him. So yeah, it was funny to kind of realize that was a parody off of that character.
Yeah, it's Blofeld's look with Lorne Michaels' voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I heard him say like he's never confirmed that's Lorne Michaels' voice, right? Like I think it clearly is, but have you ever said like, yes, this is a Lorne Michael impression?
I don't think he did, but I think that was the catalyst with the feud with him and Dana Carvey for years, is that he kind of stole that bit from Dana Carvey and turned it into like a movie character. So
yeah,
But yeah, he's not my favorite villain, but like I think in terms of like iconic villains in the franchise, um, I think that's the way to go. And I'm up next, so I'm choosing my Bond girl, and I'm taking Ava Green's Vesper Lynn as my Bond girl. She's my absolute favorite. Besides being an absolute smoke show, I think that character is really responsible for turning Bond into what he becomes, like kind of like just misogynistic, doesn't really trust a lot of people, kind of, kind of a hit him and quit him type of guy. But
Yeah.
he really fell for her. And I think that him being betrayed by her near the end of Casino Royale, which if you haven't seen it yet, I do apologize, but you've had well over 10 years to see that movie now. So, but yeah, and plus, I mean, fantastic performance. She has kind of been saddled. She's been trying to do like a lot of the, I don't know, the prestige or like the franchise stuff here lately. Like she was in Sin City and she was in 300, but like this will always be the role I associate Ava Green with. Just an absolute dynamite
I would agree
performance.
with that too.
Yeah, just the fact that like, she really shakes Bond to his core and then like kind of shapes the character for what he becomes. So that's my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Russ, you took mine, so I got to go for my Beckwell when I do that category.
I remember when we were at we went and seen Spectre together because we got those real shitty IMAX seats, and we were talking about the Craig Bonds at dinner, and you mentioned her, and you and I had the same take, and I'm like, fuck, like I wanted to take her now because I knew you would eventually take her. So
that's going to have a solid second choice. So
I'm sure you do. And you're up, so you can take that choice now.
Yeah. So, I'll do Bond girl, man. And I think it just a couple things. It goes back to like the time where I really discovered like the Bond character from GoldenEye. So Natalia Simonova. I don't even know if I'm saying her last name right. And Simonova. So aside from just being, just beautiful. I think one of the things I liked about her is like she was a computer programmer. And, I think she played an important role just in the film. So besides from just looking amazing, I think that it was cool to see that a character like that. Like it wasn't just, she wasn't just beautiful, but, she was important because of the knowledge she had about the GoldenEye weapon. So that's one for me. But I think a big part is just going back to that's the movie that like really helped me discover the Bond character. And so to me, she'll always be like, when I think about a Bond girl, she's one of the ones I think of first.
Oh yeah.
That was my second pick. Yeah, for sure.
How do you pronounce her last name? Simonova?
Simonova, yeah.
Simonova, Natalia
Simonova.
Yeah. Isabella Scorpio. I don't know.
Yeah, she had one of those run for a hot minute.
I think that honestly, that's the first Bond movie that we get a Bond girl that is that important to the story, I think. And yeah, I agree.
A little more than
that was my second pick. If I didn't,
she's not there just being pretty. Like she's a computer programmer, man. So cool.
Right.
All right, Mark. You are now up.
Well, let's see. Well, so I went song to Bond actor. I'm going to go with Bond villain. And my favorite Bond movie is Goldfinger, so I'm going to go with Goldfinger.
Okay.
Just because he was completely the opposite of what Bond actually was, and they had such a you know, I was watching it earlier. They would just go at each other, you know, and the golf match is hysterical because Bond's just playing with him, but you know, he's like, I'm not going to put up with it. So
I'm not going to
plus,
take your
I mean,
shit.
he wanted to ruin the world's economy by taking all the gold, blowing up all the gold in America.
The gold.
Yeah.
Also spoofed in
Yes.
Austin Powers too.
Also
Austin
spoofed for
Powers,
the Austin
yeah.
Power, yeah. So, and I mean, it did come. It has that like it was parodied there, but so was Blofeld.
Yeah.
But I was like I said, it's one of my favorite Bond movies, and I like just the narcissism of the whole guy. So
I'm starting to sense
Yeah.
sense a theme here with our selections. So just
Mhm.
all right, Adam, you've got 2 picks.
Right. I've done Bond Girl and Song. I'm going to do action set piece.
Okay.
I have a list of 5 here. I'm just going to run down a few just so that you can get in my headspace, but then I'll tell you my pick. I have the plane sequence in The Living Daylights. I have the truck chase and License to Kill. That was super awesome. The chase / like crane fight scene in Casino Royale was really awesome. Very tense. And then I have the tank in Goldeneye. Awesome action set piece.
Yep.
But I'm actually going to go with and I'm borrowing from Steven's energy here. I'm going to go with the action set piece that just made me fall in love with the James Bond series. And that is the entire last sequence at the cradle in Cuba in Goldeneye. The chase from, the little bunker that they had in the caves to the top of the satellite cradle with Alec. And then the final line just is so great. Is like, for England, James? No, for me. And then literally drops him down, and it's so great.
Yep.
That's a good one. I did not have that one on my list, but that is one of the ones that I watched. It's not gonna be my selection, but like I lean slightly towards the tank sequence because we discussed that in the Golden Knight episode. Just it's so fun, cool seeing like
We did.
car chase sequence with a tank. But
that just reminds me. I was thinking because I've watched so many clips from the movies over the last week or so, and then Steven brought up his Bond girl, and I went, "Oh yeah, she did the quote, boys with toys." This is hysterical. It reminds me of the tank thing.
Yeah, boys with toys. I'm up next for another pick. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Bond villain. I'm gonna save my Bond actor for last, I think. We already have Blofeld. We already have Goldfinger. So Blofeld was my first choice. Already been taken. I have a couple of other ones on here. But I'm gonna go with 006 Alec. So again, my introduction to a Bond villain. And what better villain is there than the friend that stabs you in the back? So I think that made for a great and very layered Bond villain. Especially when it's Sean Bean and he's going to die.
Yeah, he's going to die. Yeah, still. Yeah. Yeah, Adam, that was my first pick, and yeah, I think I love the. It's not like a sense of wanting to gain anything. It's like the sense of betrayal he feels he has, and like the sense of why am I doing this for a country or an organization that doesn't care about me, so it's almost like why I don't think I would choose to do that. I feel like I totally understand why somebody would defect like that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just it's a lot more nuanced than your average I'm evil, I'm the evil
Yeah.
mustache twirling villain, you know. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did he gain the I'm gonna die in every movie thing after the Bond thing or before? I think it's after though.
I think he
As
got
far as
that
the
in
I
his
think
first
it's
high
after.
school play.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
say so, Russ, I don't.
All right. With that being said, Mark, you are up.
I'm gonna go with action set piece. And I want to choose the volcano in Japan, and You Only Live Twice. Because I mean, you get the set piece, and then it's a great set piece, and it's like as I was watching other Bond movies, they're going, okay, they ripped this thing off in their own movies like several times, and this is where it all started. Because you had a whole bunch of guys fighting a whole bunch of other guys, and I mean, it was great, for Sean Connery. Because the opening of the movie, if you remember, they kill him off because in the other movies he'd been like almost assassinated several times. So they did it so he wasn't going to be bugged. But the movie fails from like they try to make him Japanese, if you guys remember that, which was like wasn't a very good idea. But I mean, when you get to the end, you get a great like battle sequence. It was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one guy going after a thing. It was like a whole bunch of people just doing this. So now, while I don't remember the actual end of the movie because it's been so long since I watched the whole thing through, I do remember that volcano thing because it was all about where is this rocket going to or coming from, and they had to figure it out.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it was a great set piece though.
It is. Yeah.
Because they use it in Adam's thing, and they also used it in The Spy Who Loved Me. The tankers like took over the submarines. It was the same concept, but it was just a moving thing, and they did it again when and Tomorrow Never Dies. Yet again, the tankers like or they were like taking over the ships. Actually, that one I think they blew up the ships. So.
And it's also parodied in one of the greatest Simpsons episodes of all time, too. You Only Move Twice with the incomparable Hank Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven, you were on the clock.
I'm going to go set piece. And since I think my first one was taken, I'm going to go with a more recent one. I think the Mexico City Day of the Dead tracking shot from Spectre is
dude.
top notch. It's got everything. It's got James Bond. It's got that cool tracking shot. It's got James Bond with a beautiful woman. It's got James Bond going up to the hotel room and then leaving her to go take care of business. And then the action unfolds from there. And then he freaking takes over. It's amazing. Every part of that scene is amazing. So much so that I'll just YouTube that and just watch that whole sequence. And I love it.
Yeah.
And this was a hard one because there was a lot of like really like iconic ones. I don't know. I think being, just from like the, which one was it? The Roger Moore film. I can't remember which one it was, but where he's off the lift and you see the Union Jack and then you hear the orchestra theme play. That's really cool, super iconic. And there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of things like that. But man, I think that Mexico City sequence is probably my favorite.
I had that as my number 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just, I love it.
I am going to take my Bond theme as my next pick. And we discussed this in the Casino Royale episode. You Know My Name by Chris Cornell.
I knew it.
Not too many, I like it because it's probably like the hardest rocking song in the Bond song franchise. And also it just like I discussed in the episode, it just seems like the song, like the melody of the song fits perfectly with like the animated sequence they have at the big, with the cards and like the silhouettes. And then like sometimes Bond would come in, like Daniel Craig would come in for a second, and would come back. Just an awesome song. And just, it really shows off Cornell's range too. I think it's a little underrated. Like it's not the best one. Like
No, not it. No, no. I like it a lot. That was my third pick too.
oh really? Like okay. This
Oh
is
yeah,
why we're
absolutely.
friends.
I loved it. It's one of those songs that stuck in my head too. I really liked it a lot.
It actually it came on my Apple Music playlist the other day, and my son goes, "Where have I heard this before?" And I watched Casino Royale. It was probably about 3 days before we did the episode, and it's tough getting my son to sit and watch a movie because usually he's, being a teenager now, their attention spans are a lot shorter.
Yeah.
He was enthralled with Casino Royale, and then like he heard the song. He goes, "Oh, that's where I've heard that song."
There you go.
Now,
The song.
Have we all picked song?
Yeah.
Did everyone here
Yeah.
pick their song? Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody picked Thunderball. Man.
Yeah, we'll get into that. What didn't get picked here in a minute.
As we go through the songs too, Russ, the Chris Cornell thing was, my name. Why we've been trying to put this episode together over the last week or so, because we've been backed up. I've been talking to other people about, hey, would you like the Bond movies? And I've worked with a bunch of kids, and they don't watch the movies, but they know the James Bond character. So the "You Know My Name" song like has more resonance. People know the character, but hey, don't watch the movies, which is a shame. They should. Good stuff.
My next one, I'm going with Wild Card, and I'm taking a Bond henchman. I'm taking Jaws.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's such an iconic role that like I can't even look at Richard Kiel without thinking that like he's been in other movies, but he's just like he's in Happy Gilmore. Like most people under 30 are going to remember him from Happy Gilmore as Mr. Larson, but he was also in The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds and some other stuff. But like that guy's always going to be Jaws. Like if he ever did like conventions, it would be like, oh yeah, we've got Richard Jaws in parentheses Keel. And he's just like, I don't know, he's like the perfect, like, can't kill him. Like the relentless henchman that like just like keeps coming at you. And it's like the guy
they dropped him out of something and he survived.
Well, yeah, he, the airplane sequence in Moonraker.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome action sequence too. But yeah, he's like the guy that I think of when I think of the Bond henchman is Jaws. Now I know there's other guys and other characters that are more renowned, but he's always been like the one that I think of first. So I'm taking Richard Kiel.
Okay.
So Steven, that means you are up.
Trying to think what I gotta.
You've got Bond villain and you've got wild card category.
Yeah. So Bond villain, I think Adam took my first pick. So my second pick is going to be Christoph Waltz's portrayal of Blofeld. Now, I don't like that they made him a brother of James Bond. I don't like that part at all. But I
found that nobody does.
Yeah, if they didn't do that, I would love it. But I really admire like Christoph Waltz as an actor, and I think that scene that Bond does all that work to sneak into this meeting, and it's like he already knew he was there, and I just thought that was a really cool reveal. So that's going to be my that'll be my choice for my probably favorite Bond villain.
I know when we went to see that in theaters,
Trevelyan was taken.
Oh, that was your number one?
Yeah.
That one, like, when I found out that Christoph Waltz was going to be in the new Bond movie when Spectre went into pre-production, that's one of those times where I kind of let my guard down. Like, I have been very like adamant about not getting my hopes up too much for a particular movie because I felt like I was kind of let down with the Phantom Menace. But I'd also built up like it didn't matter how awesome it would have been.
Mhm.
It would have fallen short. But
Yeah.
luckily for me, the Phantom Menace is not super awesome. But this is the same premise. Like, I had built it up so much like, oh fuck, Christoph Waltz is gonna be the Bond villain, and then it's kind of like,
Yeah.
eh. But yeah, then
Yeah.
like, yeah, even when you said like they made him his brother, I was like, oh, this isn't
Yeah,
sit too
I
good with
wish they
me.
didn't do that. Like, I feel like they didn't. Yeah, they didn't have to. Like, I would have enjoyed it more. But yeah, but yeah, that'll be my pick.
All right, good call. There's one guy that I am very shocked no one picked, but like when we're done with the draft, we'll go over like some people that may have been overlooked or missed. So Mark, you are up. You've got Bond Girl and you've got Wild Card left.
So I kind of want to do my wild card. Can I pivot just a little bit with it though? You've specified a henchman or something. I think we're both like I kind of want to do a twofer, and this is why.
You know
we're
what, Mark?
forgetting,
Since I tell you what, I would normally say that we are very on the show. We are very like stringent and we adhere to the rules down to the T. But the fact that you said that you liked "You Know My Name" by Chris Cornell, I'm gonna fucking allow it today. So you go for it.
Okay,
Here's your 5 minutes to cook.
5 minutes cook. My wild card is not a villain. I think we have to go with the two. I'm going to go for a twofer. Mr. Desmond Llewellyn as Q, who plays in 17 of the Bond movies, and then also Maxwell Lewis as Moneypenny. You couldn't have a Bond movie without these two characters showing up. Even though you get a different henchman every movie, these two characters, like even watching some of the older movies with Sean Connery, his thing with Moneypenny is just fantastic. The playoff that they have, and then, like I said, I grew up as a kid, and the reason I like the Bond movies so much was all the gadgets. So if you didn't have a sequence with Q, it wasn't a Bond movie. It wasn't. It needed to be there. So these two characters, these two actors that played in all these movies, I mean, were crucial to like making them work every single time. Even though it's very formula, but they have to be mentioned. You know, I can mention a oh god, what was the little guy from Man with the Golden Gun? What do they call him? Knick-Knack?
Yeah.
You know, as far as a henchman, but
Yeah,
and you
Knick-Knack,
remember him. You remember him, yes, but you can't forget Moneypenny and Q. You just can't. And it has to be mentioned on something like this because it's just, and obviously they were recast with oh god,
Well, in the Craig ones, it was Naomi Harris
Ben Whishaw.
played, and yeah,
Ben Whishaw, and then he played Moneypenny, but they were in the movies longer than Bond himself, obviously. So, and that's my wild cards because it's just you can't have them without these characters, and they made Bond. It brought the humor to the character that was brought it a little bit more down to earth, even when he's having a really bad day. So
that's a good call. I actually like that, and I wish now I would have thought of that too. Steven, Mark, if I'll expand wild card, you can also do like a secondary character too, which I don't think there's too many more on the board after he took them. So those are in play. But Adam, you've got your pick. You've got wild card, and you've got your Bond actor.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with wild card. I'm going to go with a henchman, and it is a henchman worth talking about. I am going to go with Oddjob. Henchman to Goldfinger. The reason why I'm going with Odd Job is not because of Goldfinger. It is because Odd Job was the most cheap character to play as in the Nintendo 64 GoldenEye video game. You had to crouch to actually hit him.
Yep.
And it was so annoying. It's like, oh, you're playing as Odd Job? I'm not even playing with you anymore.
Yeah, we had a rule. You can't choose Odd Job like that. I'm with my cousins and brother, and nobody can be Odd Job because it's a pain in the ass.
Right. So he is my my henchman pick for my wild card.
All right, and then your last one is your Bond actor.
Okay, so everybody else picked all of my Bond actors. So I'm on my last Bond actor. I'm going to go with Timothy Dalton.
George.
Timothy
No,
Dalton.
not George. Going with Timothy Dalton. He was actually the second Bond that I watched. I grew up with Pierce Brosnan. And then I went backwards in time and watched Timothy Dalton. License to Kill was, I think, I guess probably like the fourth or fifth Bond film I actually watched. But still really good movie. Really good song. It was actually on my song list too. But yeah, Timothy Dalton kind of reminds me of what Daniel Craig would have looked like younger, I guess.
Yeah, I think
So maybe
think Dalton's take came about 25 years too early.
Yeah. So he did kind of have that kind of aura about him. It wasn't completely grounded like Craig's was, but I think he, like, if you smashed Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig together, you would get Timothy Dalton's Bond.
Yeah.
Sounds right. He yet again suffered from the Wayne Newton incident, which was just yeah.
And he plus, like, his run was kind of short-lived compared to the other guys too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think
He just had two, right?
Yeah, he had The
Just had
Living
two.
Daylights, which I actually like better than License to Kill, but it just he only had two. He was going to come back to do one more, which would have been GoldenEye, but they wanted him to do like what did we say? He had to do like another 3 pictures.
Three movies, yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do that, so he stepped aside.
According to the internet, he didn't return to a third one due to a long production hiatus caused by legal disputes between the Jenga, I don't know what that is, and MGM.
Yeah, it was
So it
over
made
the
his contract
international
expired. So
it was over the international TV rights, and there was like that 6-year gap, and then he was wanting to come back, and then he said he wanted to do one more, and then they said, well, since it's been such a long layoff, you have to do more than one, and he said no, and then
yeah,
it's not as
okay.
it's not as big of a flex as the Pierce Brosnan won $30 million to come back and do it again.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're good. All right, so Adam, you are complete. So Mark, you were left with Bond Girl.
Bond girl. I have to go with Anya Amasova, Barbara Bach from You Only Live Twice. You guys pointed out that the other Bond girls didn't really have some of them had a strong play in the movie. This one, she did throughout the entire movie. She was basically Bond's foil from being British. She was the British agent. She was the Russian agent. If you know the story there, he had killed her boyfriend early in the movie. Didn't know he did it, but it gave her a reason to be vengeful to him. So while Barbara's acting isn't great, she does she has some moments where she gets up a 1 or 2 over on Bond. So plus she has to fight with him to fight Jaws. So it was also one of my favorite Bond movies too, as far as the Roger Moore series. Plus it came with that really cool underwater car. that they got to
Oh yeah.
drive underwater in. So, I mean, that's one thing that Bond movies were known for was the underwater sequences. So that was neat. And so, but it was good Cold War stuff, if you will. She played it off bliss.
All right. Steven, you are left with wild card.
Yeah. So, my original plan for this was to pick Odd Job, but man, Adam, this is like the third or fourth time you've taken mine. So I'm going to pivot, and I'm gonna go with theme, and I'm gonna go with Thunderball. Man, I like that's just, I think it's a really cool song, and man, that last note Tom Jones hit is freaking phenomenal. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
I think it's a really cool Bond song, and yeah.
I forgot
I don't
Tom
know if you
Jones
guys
did
have listened. I don't know if you've listened to that recently, but man, that's
I actually listened to it
that
the other
last
day.
note,
But
that last
I don't
note he
know.
hits is amazing.
I think a lot of the Bond songs in that era, though, were kind of had a lot of formula to it, and I get what you're saying. My second pick, though, was actually "Live and Let Die" by Paul McCartney, because it was such a swing from the other songs.
Oh, you talking about the Wings song? Yeah, that was actually I had that. That was my number 3.
Love that song. Yeah,
If
you and I
someone
flipped it then.
Yeah, if somebody would have taken the Cornell song, that would have been my pick for song.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Good stuff.
the last one is mine, and I've got action set piece, and I don't know, it's tough because all of my picks are still on the board except for the Day of the Dead. I almost thought about going with the parkour sequence in Casino Royale, but my list is a little heavy in the newer stuff and the older stuff, so I'm gonna go in the middle, and I'm gonna take the GoldenEye chase. Or no, you already took GoldenEye, so it's off the board. So no.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the board.
So never mind. I can't take it now. So yeah, I'm taking the Casino Royale parkour sequence. No one's taking that. I just thought that was that was right in the height of parkour. I don't know why they don't do more like fight sequences in a construction site. It's such a cool place because there's so many hidden dangers.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but when he throws the gun and he catches it and throws it back at him, I just that hits all the right notes for me. And the actor,
it's good.
Fucking incredible. Why that dude needs to be in the Olympics if there's a sport for it.
Yeah.
But just a really cool sequence. I thought about the Moonraker plane sequence too, because I don't know why this doesn't happen in more movies, but a guy jumping out of an airplane and they're fighting over a parachute it never not works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Mark said, yeah, Jaws falls to his death, but doesn't.
Right.
He survives. He survives.
So
I mean, look at the size of that guy. Of course he survived.
That might be why he's just impervious to pain. I mean, in Happy Gilmore, which once he retires, he becomes a construction boss and he gets a nail stuck in his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that we'll wrap it up. Before we break down any surprises that you guys thought would get picked that didn't? I was actually shocked that no one took Javier Bardem Silva from Skyfall.
Oh, he's a great villain.
Yeah, he was an
excellent villain.
Fantastic villain.
A little too creepy, though, I think. I don't know.
Javier Bardem is always a great villain. Like that last Pirates movie that nobody paid attention to, he made it worth watching. It was actually, he's a great villain in that.
I like that movie.
Yeah, no, I like that movie too. I'm just saying it's underrated, and he's part of the reason why it's good. He's a great villain. I think he was one of the best Bond villains. He was, I think, my number 3 pick, but I didn't pick him.
Yeah, I know we.
I when I did the research, I did the whole YouTube or the Google top 10 Bond villains, and before I'd done that, I'd watched a little bit of Tomorrow Never Dies, and a lot of people had picked Jonathan Pryce and that villain thing, and I went, I don't know, I thought he was a little too cheesy. Yeah. But they like him, I guess, because of how maniacal he was. So, I'm trying to think what makes a good like Bond villain, and I was thinking maybe it's one of those guys that kills his own henchman. I like that too. That's pretty, and yeah. I think From Russia with Love,
killing your own dudes makes you a bad guy for sure.
Yeah. Or no, it's what's the one? I've watched them so much over the last week or so. I'm kind of they're all running together. There's one of the ones where the guy builds the underwater thing that looks like the Legion of Doom thing.
Yeah.
I think that is You Only Live Twice. Like he kills three people in the first opening sequence of the movie. So that were usually people that were helping him. So I have to look at it. It's going to bug me.
Quick question for you guys, because I've had a chance to watch a few of these recently to prepare. But what do you guys like? What do you think is the best pre-title sequence out of a Bond movie? Like, what did you guys have any favorites?
You talking about the title sequence?
Or I guess like you usually, the scene before the song starts. Like in Casino Royale, I enjoyed it was like Bond doing his first kill, right? So it was like a flat, fast scene to his first kill, and then into showing how how easy the second kill is. And then that's probably one of my favorites.
It's so hard. GoldenEye's a good one because you get the scene where he jumps off the
I was gonna say Skyfall would have been
the dam. But I mean, he dumps off the dam and then GoldenEye, and then they get the sequence where the scene where he gets behind the gas tanks and the Russian guys are following him. And I'm like, oh, that's hysterical, because that's a good one.
The train sequence in Skyfall is really good too, because that's where Money
absolutely.
Penny shoots him.
I actually just showed it to one of the guys at work the other day. When the train breaks up and he stops and does this, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's
and even when he gets shot and then he falls into the water and it leads right into the Adele song.
Yeah, great sequence.
I was also surprised no one took Honey Rider for Bond Girl, the Ursula Anders character, like the iconic bikini. And we did for Casino Royale, we did best people coming out of the water sequence, and did we have that one on there?
Yeah, we had that one on there.
We had that,
okay.
When we were doing the podcast before, we had that one on there.
I'm trying to remember which movie she was in, though. Which one was it? Dr. No? Okay.
Yeah,
I watched some of that.
Yeah, she's one of the more iconic Bond girls too. She was actually, if no one took Vesper, she was going to be my number 2 pick.
Right. I mean, Adam stole my number 1 with Pussy Galore. And Pussy Galore is great because you get 2 girls in the movie even before we see her. The 2 sisters that both get killed. So
Russ, I can't remember if I might be misremembering this, but I remember you had a boss at the video store, and I remember hanging out with you at the video store. I think his name was Scott with the glasses.
Yep.
And around this time, I think Die Another Day, or it's the one that had Halle Berry in it. But
Die Another Day.
And I tell me if I'm misremembering this, but I think her name in there somebody had the name of Chris Smith.
No, that's
And
The
then-
World's Not Enough.
that's-
Christmas Jones.
That's it. Yes, that's
Yeah,
that was
Denise Richards.
yeah.
Just-
Yes,
yeah.
that's it. And I remember he says, I thought Christmas only came once a year, and he was just so turned off by that, like so much so that he just kept talking about how distasteful he thought that was for a Bond film.
Yeah, he was
And so that'll
absolutely,
always be seared in my memory.
yeah, he was
I don't
absolutely
really-
disgusted by that. I was like, it's
Yeah.
a Bond movie. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he I was mentioning talking to the missus about go was it no like yet again You Only Live Twice, where he goes to Japan and he goes to meet one of the other agents, and he's got all these women, and he start bathing him, and he goes, in Japan, men come first, women come second. And he goes, I think I'm going to retire here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's like,
the joke's old. So,
Yeah.
I think you mentioned about the opening sequences. One I saw today was Die Another Day, where Pierce Brosnan gets caught by the like North Korea, and they jump right in the scene where he's getting like water, like they're drowning him or something, and it goes into the Madonna song. I was like, okay, that was pretty good actually.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I love for Roger Moore. Like I noticed Adam, you didn't pick. You went with Dalton over Roger
No.
Moore.
I did. It's purely nostalgia, not because he's a better Bond or anything, but just purely nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I actually liked his James Bond. I just the movie sucked.
Yeah, they're not the best movies, but they'll forever live in my heart because of growing up with them.
A lot of the like
He
top
ran
10
across
best,
alligators.
yeah,
And clowns.
yeah. A lot of the top villains. A lot of people picked Christopher Lee as a Scaramanga and a Man with the Golden Gun. They said that his character is really, really good, but the movie's not so good. So
Yeah, he got
Except for
saddled
the
with a
fact-
lot of crap. That was when, like, I think the shtick was starting to wear thin, but like those movies still made money, so they kept pumping them out.
Yep.
So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean, people are still going to see these, even though like it's getting long in the tooth.
yeah. Well, Man with the Golden Gun was like Roger Moore's first movie. I thought,
Well, no,
like
like
first Bond movie.
yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I just think like with Roger Moore, like that character was starting to kind of get like, okay,
Right.
see how outlandish we can be for this one, and then it's.
Yeah,
I think it
Yeah,
really
for
hurt
sure.
the franchise for a long time too, because they just refused to come off that formula. One last question for you guys before we wrap this up. As we all know, Daniel Craig was done with Bond after No Time to Die. We won't get into the details. That's a very controversial Bond film, to say the least. But if you were casting James Bond, who would your pick be?
um,
I would say Henry Cavill if it wasn't for the fact that he was actually in the movie Argyle, which is terrible.
I will
Yeah,
counter that
it
point,
ruined his
though.
chance.
He was also in Man from U.N.C.L.E., which is actually really good.
Yeah, I understand that, but have you watched Argyle?
No, but Man from U.N.C.L.E. is really
Don't.
good.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. And usually Matthew Vaughn, who directed Argyle, is like a sure thing, but I don't know where he went with this one. Just wow, and it was a waste, basically. So
That was going to be my choice, was Cavill. I think he proved in Man from U.N.C.L.E. that he could do it. So, and plus,
Yeah.
like he's in
Mhm.
search of a new franchise now. Anyways, he's in the Witcher TV show. He's going to be in the Highlander movie. So he's like pretty much collecting franchises like
Yeah.
Infinity Stone. So like, why not get James Bond?
Yeah.
right.
why
Yeah.
not?
Steven, do you have a?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Cavill, I just think he's kind of like big, like James Bond is Like when I think he's not like as muscular, but yeah, I would go with Cavill. Although I'd be happy. I don't know how serious this was, but who's the actor that? And I have to look it up because I can't remember the name. Shit, sorry.
One of the people that was thrown around was Idris Elba as well.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't. His name
I
was
was going to say Idris Elba. Yeah, that was who I was going to pick.
I think
just out of pure.
I think he's a little too old for it now.
Idris
Elba's in his, I think, his mid 50s now.
Yeah.
I did see Aaron Taylor Johnson's name being thrown around. I know there was rumors at one point they were going to offer it to him. I thought he might have been kind of interesting. Steven, are you familiar with his work? He was in Bullet Train. He's in
Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he's Kick-Ass.
Yeah. He's Kick-Ass. Yeah.
I had seen
his latest role though was there's action. I think it was Kraven the Hunter, which if you guys haven't watched it, it's not too bad.
I had no desire to see it.
It's definitely a lot better than Blake Morbius and the other Madam Web thing, but it was Madam Web. Yeah, it was. He was good in it. Basically, I would watch it again. Actually, I didn't hate it.
I know
I've seen worse.
He's in the 28 years later too that came out over the summer, which is actually really good.
Yeah.
Is it good? Yeah, I need to see that.
And then I heard some people suggested Tom Hiddleston. I don't know how I feel about that one. I think he's too typecast to me as Loki at this point.
Yeah, he's too smarmy. He's not. He doesn't have that. I could be completely wrong. I could be off base, and he could be a great Bond. Like I've been proven wrong before, but I don't feel like he would fit the role.
Yeah. But yeah, we're closing in on No Time to Die is what? It'll be 3 years in November. It came out in 23, didn't it? Or 24?
Sounds right, yeah.
It's 23.
It's 23, I think.
23 is when we saw it.
Yeah.
Just saw it together. So.
Yeah, we're closing in on time to cast a new one, so kind of curious to see where they go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, to recap our draft, for my team, I chose Daniel Craig as my Bond actor. I chose Vesper Lynn as my Bond girl. My Bond theme was You Know My Name by Chris Cornell. I chose Blofeld, Donald Pleasance's performance as my Bond villain. Action set piece, I chose the Casino Royale parkour sequence. And my wild card was Jaws, played by Richard Kiel. Steven, he chose, as his Bond actor, he chose Pierce Brosnan. His Bond girl was Natalia from Goldeneye. I'm not going to fuck with trying to pronounce that last name. The Bond theme is The World Is Not Enough by Garbage. He chose as his Bond villain, Blofeld, played by Christoph Waltz. His action sequence was the Day of the Dead opening from Spectre, and his wild card was the Thunderball theme song by Tom Jones. Mark, he chose Sean Connery as his Bond. His Bond girl was Anya Amasova. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Batting 1,000 on the name so far. I'm feeling pretty good. Bond theme was A View to Kill by Duran Duran. His Bond villain was Goldfinger. He chose the volcano sequence from You Only Live Twice. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then his wild card was
The Fortress.
Q and Moneypenny, which I created an exception because it was a very, very good wild card pick. And then Adam chose as his Bond Timothy Dalton. He chose as his Bond girl Pussy Galore. His Bond theme was Skyfall by Adele. His Bond villain was 006. Alex, help me with the last name.
Trevelyan.
Trevelyan.
Yeah,
okay.
Trevelyan.
Because I fucked that up, 2 or 3 times during GoldenEye. So
yeah.
his action sequence was the essentially the last 20 minutes of Goldeneye,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yep,
his wild
the cradle
card
sequence.
was Odd Job. So that is the Bond draft. Let us know who had the best draft by shooting us an email at couchbrotatopodcast@gmail.com or in the comments on our social media pages, which you can find in the show description below. If you have a brief moment, please leave us a 5-star review and give us a follow wherever you get your podcast. So until next week, we will talk to you guys and gals later.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.